are basically making the argument that Trump doesn't actually have to do anything to lower prices once he's in office. Tell me what you mean by that.
Well, no one's going to lower prices, to be clear. The best we can hope for is that prices don't continue to grow very much, and we're already there. So yes, I think the very best outcome we can hope for is that Trump does nothing at all. He just goes out and plays golf.
In so many ways.
And you're right. Well, that's also true. But in terms of economic outcomes, you know, the economy is already doing well, as you pointed out. Low unemployment, robust GDP growth. Inflation has cooled a lot. Grocery prices are close to flat year over year. They're only up like 1%. I know people are still feeling the hangover from price increases that we saw in 2022, 2023. I get why people are frustrated by that. But in terms of where the economy is now, the economy that Trump is inheriting is quite good. And all of the policies that he has laid out, whether we're talking about global tariffs, mass deportations, politicizing the Fed, huge unfunded tax cuts, all of those things would either be inflationary and or crash the economy. So just take the win.
So even though he just ran on it being a terrible economy, he's actually inheriting a pretty good economy when he's going into this. What happens if he does come in? Because it is still a question of his day one pledges, if he actually fulfills them and how quickly. Mass deportations, the tariffs that he's threatened, what would that do? And what would the impact on that be for the voters who just said, let's put this guy back in office because I trust him more on the economy?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just sort of incredible, as Catherine just laid out, that we've had the best recovery in the rich world, period, in the last 3 years. So in a way, to me, the risk is actually he's going to push an already good economy into overheating. And I think you can already see some of the handwriting on the wall for that. So one thing that was very interesting is right after the election, the markets didn't actually believe that he was going to do what he said, which is protect U.S. manufacturing jobs, put tariffs, broad-based tariffs on, be protectionist in a way that, say, Pennsylvania or the, other parts of the Blue Wall wanted to hear. It thought, hey, tax cuts, we're going to go back to the 19th century. It's going to be oligarchs running the economy. It's going to be a free-for-all. We're going to use debt and deficit to bolster asset prices again. So the market started going up. We are, Caitlin, 6 years overdue for a recession if you discount the COVID V-shaped blip. So I'm worried that Trump is actually going to push us into potentially a little bit more froth. There's going to be an M&A boom because he's going to get rid of Lena Khan. He's going to get rid of antitrust policies in the Biden administration. We're going to get a sugar high briefly, but then I think it's very possible you're going to get a market crash at the same time that you've got debt and deficit levels rising. That could mean, particularly everything else that's going on in the global economy, that you would see U.S. borrowing costs go up a lot. So bad scenario, potentially, in I would say 1.5 to 2 years.